Hey guys, Jodie and I just finished watching episode 2 of Face to Face with Scott Peterson. Now, not too much happens in this episode, but there was a couple of little things that stood out, and I thought I'd jump on here and have a quick chat about it with you guys.
Tried to turn it into a relationship after the fact. Made claims that it was nothing more, but it simply wasn't.
So right from the get-go, at the beginning of the episode, Scott says that him and Amber weren't much of anything at all. It was just a quick fling, and Amber made it out to be a bigger relationship than what it actually was. Now, that didn't quite make sense, because it's like, hang on, you see all these pictures with him and Amber together, and she's saying how he could be the one and all this sort of stuff. Now, Jodie Lee, she picks this up and she says to me, hang on, this doesn't make sense. So she does a quick Google search and she's like, here, look at this. And I'm like, what? Because he only actually met Amber on the 20th of November. The 20th. And his wife went missing on the 24th of December. That's literally just over a month. He hardly knew this girl. Here I'm thinking that he had met this girl, that maybe they were dating for like, I don't know, a year or so. He'd fallen in love with her, wanted to start a new life with her. No. So that's my theory out the window.
I could see falling in love and potentially marrying him one day.
Who plans unaliving your wife and think it's a good idea to have a fling with somebody in the meantime when there's police that's going to be involved? I mean, like, if you are planning this out, like, come on, how dense can you be? This guy can't be dense, seriously. Unless he is. I don't know. Like, this is bringing up more questions. You know what I mean? So either he's really, really stupid, or he's really, really cocky, like, far out, or, like, he fell in love with someone after 2 weeks. Oh, no, I don't believe that part. I don't believe he fell in love with her. I believe it was a fling, but why would you be planning the unaliving of your wife and having a fling at the same time? I don't know. I don't get that part. I really don't.
They used the information that they'd gotten from Diane Jackson. You're looking for a van. You're looking for 3 men.
Now, they speak about the robbery again and how the police basically shut down the case really quickly and didn't look into it more. And in this documentary, we get to see the witness that says that there was actually 3 people in the yard next to a van. And these guys, apparently, they have a darker complexion skin color, whereas the police arrest 2 guys.
Neither one of them is dark skinned, not African American.
And apparently they didn't use a van, they used their car and a bike. It does sound odd that the police wouldn't look into this more. I know that they're like, oh no, it didn't happen, it wasn't on the right date, but to me, that doesn't add up either. Because for starters, they didn't even know what date they were coming and going, and eventually they landed on the 26th. But who robs a house across the road where there's a whole heap of media coverage and people walking around trying to find a missing person? You cut it down. You're like, no, let's do this another time. Let's forget about it. You don't risk that. Who does that? Again, how dumb can people be? So far, having a mistress for a month and planning your wife's murder, and 2 guys robbing a house with media across the road. I mean, are these people's brain cells that dumb? Really? Doesn't make sense. So I find that very interesting, and I really want to know. I can't wait to get to episode 3 because I know they're going to talk more about this van, and I really, really want to hear more about it.
We found 2 homemade anchors. They looked like they were formed in a large coffee can or a paint can.
The other little thing I found odd was when the search team was looking in the water for Lacey's body, they come across 2 anchors. And these anchors, by the sounds of it, has a very similar description to the type of anchor that Scott made. But they decide to throw it back because they decide, oh no, it's not his. Let's just throw it back. If her body's in the water, it would be sunk with something. If these are the anchors, wouldn't you want that for evidence? Like, I find that really odd. Why wouldn't you take the evidence? It could be evidence. You know, get rid of it if it's not right, but double check. I mean, that's just me. I don't know. Let me know what you think of that, because I thought that was odd too.
I just want to be clear, I was never running from the police. I was always in contact with them.
Now, the last thing in the episode that I found interesting was all of his little excuses that he had for why he had all of that getaway stuff in his car. He just happened to have all this stuff in his car to get away with, but no, they weren't getaway things.
The reason I dyed my hair was because the harassment and death threats I was taking.
So apparently the reason he changed his whole look was because he was getting harassed. Okay, fair enough.
I got a brother's driver's license to get a discount. Yeah, I was fraudulently getting a discount for playing golf.
And the only reason he had his brother's ID was because he wanted a little discount for golf. Oh.
His brother John was gonna buy Scott's truck from him. Scott was still carrying that cash at the point that he was arrested.
And the reason why he had all that money in the car was because apparently his brother was going to buy his truck. And he gave him all this money and he just happened to forget about it in the car. The other thing about the money that Jodie Lee pointed out was how they've actually changed the amount of money that was in the car. In the last documentary, American Murder Lacey Peterson, they said that he had over $15,000.
He had over almost $15,000 in cash.
And now in this documentary, they're saying he had 10 grand.
Most people don't drive around with $10,000 cash.
So this does make me question the investigators now, because clearly they got that detail wrong, and that's a lot of money to get wrong. But I guess it's easy to forget things, but you would think that they would have a notebook or something with all the facts written down, because now this makes it look like, oh, they don't even know how much money he had in the car. What else didn't they get right, you know? And lastly, the only reason he was near the Mexican border was because his family lived there.
I live in San Diego. His parents lived in San Diego.
Now that one, yes, that one makes sense too. But when you put everything together, it just, you know, come on. Who has all of those things? They just happen to have all this money, all this stuff, all the IDs, the phones, the knives, the Viagra. They happen to have all these things in the car. Oh, but it's just a coincidence. No. Sorry, I don't believe it. I don't believe that. My mind hasn't changed on that one yet. I still believe he was trying to flee. I just do. Now, the next episode I'm really looking forward to, because it should be all about why they think he's innocent and all this evidence that is supposed to help him. So I really want to hear this side, because this is supposed to change my mind. But yeah, I mean, not heaps happened in this episode, but it has left me with some questions, and I am finding it very interesting. And yeah, I can't wait to see the next episode. Let me know what you guys think of this so far, and yeah, see you guys in the next one.